Okay.
Hi.
Shit.
We were just dancing.
Caught in the act.
Yeah. So next up is Xavier Vasquez. Tell us about what you're going to play, Xavier.
Oh, I'm gonna have Joe play some music for me.
Wow. There's a sudden noise.
What is that?
What is that? Oh, Zane, can you mute? There you go. Thank you.
What did he mute?
He muted this coming through on the mains.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what was happening. So, anyway.
You really want to start playing, don't you?
I'm fine. I'm good. I'm feeling good.
And again, you're playing on a day's notice as well.
True.
We had Pruitt Igo booked for a while. Mm-hmm. And I thought I had somebody else booked.
A different Zane.
And then I thought I had somebody else booked.
Yeah.
On and on and on until yesterday. We're on the cusp of saying,
The cusp.
meh.
Yeah.
But miraculously, we got a full show.
A full, yeah.
Yeah,
Got
thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, don't thank me. You haven't heard my set yet. So.
I want to know what the fuck this is right here.
You can say fuck. It's okay.
What the fuck is that thing?
Okay, thank you. This is it's half of an accordion. So someone in the 70s, 60s made this thing, took an accordion, cut it in half, and put all the chord keys on one side and put the keyboard keys on the other. And it was sitting in someone's garage or somewhere for a very long time, and it got a lot of water damage. And my friend, good Lord, 20 years ago gave me this. You want this? I'm like, hell yeah, I want that. And so the keyboard side was all soggy, and like the wood is separated. So it kind of worked, but then eventually I had to cut it off. So I amputated that and then stuck the other part of it on here. So this is my terrible. I'm a very bad woodworker. Yeah. So
Next time, bring it here.
I didn't know you then. This was,
We specialize in woodworking.
You were just a lad. But yeah, but it works. And so I can get these chords, and I can tape it down, and get it to sustain and stuff. And that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah.
So you're happy with the way it is now? Do you need any repairs or like some refinishing? Maybe somebody here at Studio 6608 can help you out.
Possibly,
maybe?
It would be nice to get it. To preserve it, because it's starting to like flake away. Like every time I play it, I lose parts of it.
What is that?
That's like some kind of Tolex. No one can see what it looks like. Some kind of tortoise shell kind of, like a guitar pick. Imagine like a giant.
Yeah, it looks
guitar
marbly.
Pick. It's marbly, kind of pretty tortoise shell thing.
I'll get some nice shots on the handheld.
It's not that great. You don't need to but it's starting to come apart, and I would love to preserve it, because once this thing goes, it's like I would have to really go out of my way to get something else like it. So
you said it's got reeds in there and a fan.
Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing is so instead of having the accordion, accordion when you go, when you squeeze the thing, that's how an accordion sounds. There's a fan from an air organ, like the kind you find in a thrift store.
Oh yeah,
in there. So it can generate just and you can just let that play for that.
Hare Krishna.
Yep. I'm not going to be doing
Krishna,
that, but you could do that if you wanted to.
Hey, I used to go to their free lunches on Sundays. And I used to jam with them. I used to bring my drum and
really
chant and drum and get free food.
Yeah.
Every Sunday.
I went to the one in L.A. in Venice, on Venice Boulevard, right next to the Bhagavad Gita Museum. I don't know if you've ever been there, but if you have not been to the Bhagavad Gita Museum, I highly recommend it if it's still there. I think it's still there. It's like $5, and you get to see these dioramas of different scenes from the Bhagavad Gita, and they're really cool, and some of them are animatronic, but just one little bit, so someone will just move their arm.
That must be creepy.
It is kind of creepy, and kind of it's it's serious, and at times it's kind of comical, and then times it's kind of like, wow, that's really cool. And it's definitely worth $5. If you're there, I'm just gonna simp for the Museum of Jurassic Technology, where I got this T-shirt celebrating all of the dogs that have been in space that the Russians like shot into space. The Museum of Friendship, they call it. So Laika's on there somewhere. Yeah, so they have a whole portrait gallery. There's a museum within a museum. They have some really neat stuff at the Museum of Jurassic Technology. Some of it's real, some of it's fake. So they have exhibits that are like, not real. They have, like portraits of the Pope on a grain of rice and, different
This
things.
is in LA too?
This is in LA. The guy that started that won a MacArthur Genius Award. And right next to it is also the Center for Land Use Interpretation, CLUI. They're very rarely do they have events, but when they have events, it's pretty interesting.
Wow, we should do an esoteric tour of LA someday.
That would be pretty.
Hit up all those
badass.
crazy places.
Yeah. Axiom 41?
Yeah.
There you go.
Hitting the road.
Mm-hmm.
And so you also have a cassette. What kind of cassette player is this?
Oh boy! So I got. I think everything that I'm using was either given to me, or I got secondhand, or I found it. Mm-hmm. So everything. So this little black cassette was given to me by my mom's husband. He's like, "Oh, you want this?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I want that." This other thing I found at the Barra's thrift store. Rest in peace. It is a. It's a tape player for visually impaired and blind.
Oh,
so
right.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's so rad. It goes backwards and it does like these crazy speed variations. Totally neat. Also very finicky, dying. This I got at a yard sale in Santa Cruz. I did a whole part of my dissertation was on this chip in there that I looked at the factory that put out one of the chips in here, and I traced it back to a factory in Tucson, Arizona that had a history of poisoning the water table in this one town that was, populated by mainly indigenous and Latino people. The town basically was organized by this one lady, Rosa, I can't remember her last name, but she organized a community and she won. So they won against Texas Instruments, and Texas Instruments was forced to clean up the water table. They're still fighting because of it's so polluted. But anyway, that's just one of the chips that was in there. That was part of my thing. Like, okay, shit, what happens if you do a deep dive into all these components and try to trace out exactly what the cost is? So it's like, multiply that by millions and millions of components, and you get this tangled web of crazy connections and pain and the joy of playing music. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway.
It's attached to pain.
It's attached to pain. This function generator was from yard sale in Santa Cruz, and I was so happy to find it, but it was from this yard sale of this electronics guy that died, so his family was really bummed, but I was really happy. It was a weird kind of moment where I was like, oh. Yeah, so there you go.
And this guy.
That I got from the same person I got from this. He was looking to do imagine in the early 2000s if you wanted to be, I don't know, if you wanted to make Barbie World, that song, he was looking for that kind of equipment. And
Barbie
then so,
World?
girl, like a Barbie girl, love a Barbie girl, something, Barbie. Yeah.
Okay.
You know all the lyrics. That's
Okay.
very good. I commend your Barbie World expertise. Anyway, so this didn't work. It was kind of busted, and it's like a brain from a Simmons, basically a Simmons kit. It's meant to put pads in there, and I altered it, and it's very limited and weird and fucked up, and I love it. And
It's perfect for Joe.
It's perfect.
He
for
likes
Joe.
fucked up shit.
I like to to try to make things that sound interesting and nice, but coming from garbage, kind of juxtaposed.
About to say trash.
Yeah, it is trash, but it can make this these things that sound pretty, So double think your trash. Think again, trash.
Whereas somebody has expensive brand new equipment trying to make something sound like trash. You're the opposite.
You could you could do that. Yeah. Yep.
That's awesome.
So.
And you mentioned dissertation. So, I don't know if everybody knows this, but you have a doctorate.
I do.
You're a doctor, Dr. Joe.
I'm doctor. I'm a doctor.
What was
Not that kind of doctor.
What was it? What was your doctorate in or about?
I just told you a little bit about it. So it's like, I just told you, man. Weren't you listening?
I want you to elaborate.
I don't want to talk about my dissertation, man. It was
Summarize it in 2 words.
Your life's work in 2 words. Go.
New materialism and thinking about. That's it. I'm done.
If you're on an airplane and someone's like, "Quick, is anyone here a doctor?" You can be like, "Yeah, new materialism."
And I just jumped out the plane because while I was talking, I stole a parachute. See you later. Yeah, it's just thinking about like those kind of connections, deep connections with objects, and I think it's healthy to. I think it's a good idea to get a sense of anthropomorphism connected with the objects that we use. So instead of, people say, don't be so materialistic. I actually think the opposite. Like, we should be more materialistic in the sense that we should respect the materials and look at them like they're our friends, So it kind of makes it harder to throw things away when you see the connections and you have a more personal connection with objects and you can feel that they're connected with someone's work and someone's suffering and all that other stuff. Yeah.
Like me and my 20-year-old REI jackets.
Yeah, sure.
Is that like Bataille, like the philosopher Bataille, where like ego is formed by tool use and stuff, and like the tools we use form our egos?
I don't know. No, that's okay. I don't know Bataille. Wait, Bataille. But did he do the solar anus?
Yes.
Okay, that guy. Yeah, interesting dude. I know that poem and I know the magazine, and some of his stuff is great, and some of his stuff is like, okay, that doesn't really, it doesn't really read as well as it did, back then in whatever the 30s.
Like some of his stuff.
Yeah. Anyway,
We'll put a link in the chat.
off topic, but yeah. But yes, okay,
Next
cool.
time you'll
I knew
get
who
a
Bataille was.
microphone.
Yeah.
Okay, before you go, I can't let you go without you talking about Project
Can't let you
Blank.
go. I
Project
can't.
Blank for at least 2 minutes. So tell us about what you're doing with your better half.
Oh yeah. I will preface that by also talking about I have an art exhibition that's at Project Blank.
Oh, that's right.
Not Project
That's
Blank. At Bread and Salt. Thank you. It's up until it's a collaborative works and solo works with Joe Yordi, who owns and runs the Best Practice Gallery. So check it out. It's there until mid-June. My wife, Leslie Latham, easy for me to say, Leslie Latham, runs a group called Project Blank. They are really good. They are promoting sort of new music, experimental music, and in San Diego, trying to make San Diego a hub for sort of art music. That would rival LA, and they're doing a pretty good job. They are premiering an opera written by Clayton McCallum. They got the pick of the week in the Tribune for this week. Yeah, the Tribune just talked with her, and that is going to that opens Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of this coming week, so the end of the month. So go and see it. Check it out.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
With these cameras, I think.
You'll be there.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
Okay, I think it's time to kick Xavier off the stage.
Sing, man. I don't want fuck all this. I'm singing. Come on, let's sing. No? Okay.
No. All right.
All right.
So do your thing, and I'll see you when you're done.
All right. I'll see you on the side.
All right. Kill the mics.
Yeah, that was Leslie, like, on top of herself. Like, it was part of a piece that she did for Carolyn Chen. Are you DJing right now?
Am I DJing?
Yeah. No. You playing stuff? It's like totally quiet. Oh.
It's totally quiet. It's totally quiet.
Yeah, sorry. I forgot to tell Zane to like put the DJ up. Yeah. Anyway, we're missing out on some John Jolly interjections. That's okay.
Mary had a little lamb.
What?
Little lamb.
Little lamb. We're I should thank Zane. Are you okay?
You got us?
John's
on mute.
unmuted. You should. You can mute him while we're talking.
Yeah. You'll slide him in on the DMs later. I don't know what that means.
Yeah. Okay. I was about to ask you. Like, I need a explanation.
Well, that was rad.
Thanks. I hope
it sounded nothing like I anticipated.
What were you anticipating?
I
Something good?
Well, it wasn't that. And no, I mean it was awesome. It was like very droney, and then you inserted the beat.
Yeah.
And then you wrapped it up with Leslie.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah. Just like our talk previously. So I tried to mirror our talk. You didn't catch that, right? Like every part was part of a sentence that we talked about. I wrote it for you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's true. I didn't do that. I don't.
Okay, things are getting weird around
No,
here.
it's fine. It's fine. Nothing's weird. Everything's okay.
But I'm really intrigued by this. I want to cut this in half and see what it looks like in the cross section.
Well, it's basically just an accordion. I mean, you can go online and
No, I want to see this one.
This exact one. Well, maybe you can help me preserve it and keep it from
happy to.
From decaying any further. I'm worried that there's some kind of dry rot happening. There's a little flaky things. I don't know. I'm so shitty at woodworking that
Well, you're in a woodworking facility.
What?
You wouldn't know it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are in a woodworking facility.
Studio 66.
Studio 6. It's a woodworking facility.
Well, it's like a mixed use multimedia. Yeah,
It's an awesome place.
Yeah, we've had musicians in here.
Dancers.
Dancers.
Yep.
Yeah, we had a dancer tonight.
Yep. Artists. Art and all sorts of things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We've had architects in here, interior designers, and what I mean is
that's a harder thing to perform. How do you
tenants.
perform architecture? Oh, as tenants. I see.
Yeah. Not on Radio Axiom.
I will architect for you.
Though someday we'll have
Ken Vandelay.
Maybe we'll have like a TED Talks meets noise with architecture in.
Oh, Ned Talks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Archtalks.
Archtalks. I like that.
Maybe.
Martha Graham dancing about architecture.
Okay.
What? I mean,
Shout out to Martha.
there you go. All right. Or Marfa, Texas.
Sure.
That's a different place. But yeah, thanks so much for doing this. I'm sorry that your other acts bowed out, but it was
too.
It was a great sort of opportunity to get me to get to do some stuff that I normally don't do. I was trying to get into a more kind of going back to my roots. Listen to a lot of during the late '90s.
Thrift store chic.
Thrift store chic. I wouldn't say chic. It's just thrift store friendly. They're my friends. They could be your friends too.
What did you bring in last time? Did you bring in like Eurorack stuff?
I don't have any of that stuff. I'm too poor to afford that.
What did you bring last time?
I guess I could if I really wanted to.
Yeah, doctors bring in all the dough.
Yeah, that's right. I'm the doctor. I'm the kind of doctor that doesn't make any money. Yeah, I spend it on different things. I squander it on rent and insurance and stuff. What did I bring last time? I think I brought that. I brought a lot of the same stuff actually, and I'm always surprised at how sort of what a wide breadth some of the stuff can there's a lot of places it can go. If you just use your imagination. And I actually have not done a performance with just no input mixing. Never.
What do you mean, no input?
No input mixing is where you take the output of the mixer and you put it back into.
Oh.
Yeah. John, who's the guy that pioneered that? Nobukazu.
Dominic Furneaux does a lot of that, but I don't think he invented it.
I think the term is Nobukazu. I can't remember. It's
Nobukazu Takamura?
there you go. Boom. Yeah, that's
Spell that.
Didn't bring any.
It's N. Obukazu Takamura.
Okay.
Yeah, so he sort of pioneered it, and with a lot of these mixers that have built-in effects, when you take the output and put it directly into their input, it basically makes the mixer itself into an instrument. It's like hell of a lot of fun. If you have a mixer, I know because
I have a few mixers, right?
yeah, I mean I know you do some stuff, so it's like
I do some stuff.
they're calling out for you to do some noise. Tell you, if you want to do some noise someday, bring some. I can bring a bunch of mixers. We can have a no input day. That'd
Just
be
do
fun.
that.
Yeah,
Do it.
be down.
No output. No
Well,
output.
there's an output, no output mixer.
no
Just turn it
output.
off.
Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh? John Cage style. Yeah. Well, that would be totally silent. Oh, I got to give a shout out to the best version of 3 minutes and 4 minutes 33 seconds. Is that right? Yes, 4 minutes 33 seconds, not 3 minutes and 44 seconds. I don't remember. It was on YouTube, and it was this dude. I think it's a bus in rural Mexico somewhere. The guy, he's sitting on a bus, and he has a classical guitar, and he's dressed in a tuxedo. And the bus is like going over this rural road, and it's all bumpy and stuff. And like the guy stands up in the, as a camera like placed on a seat, and he stands up and he announces like, "Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna perform 3 minutes and 44 seconds by John Cage." And he just stands there with his guitar as the bus is going, and people are like trying to get by him, and he just like moves by him, and then time elapses, and he says thank you, and he sits down, and it's like hands down. Anyway, I've said too much. It's great. Go seek it out if you're a fan of that.
All right.
Yeah.
And with that, we will close out Session 40. Radio Axiom presents Session 40 with John Jolly on the platters over there. Take it away.